playing over 2-5-1 changes. So there's this little exercise that I recently came up with and tried with a couple of students, and I think you might really benefit from it. So let's see. So we're in the key of C. 2-5-1 in C. Play the shell voicings very quick, please, for me. Nice work. So tell me what if we wanted to play a G7, let's say with a sharp 5. What scales would you use over that 2-5-1 progression generally?
I would start with Dorian, then over the G7 I would play altered, and of course C Ionian at the end.
Okay, so that's the scales that we're going to be using for now. Now, what I want to teach you is because we've been playing those scales up and down, and but we had this exercise where we tried to resolve them to the next chord, but that was a lot of notes, and I want to kind of break it down a little bit. I want us to target one note. So I want us to play into a chord and land on one target note. So what we're going to do is we're going to start we're going to break it down into two sections, the D minor to G7 section and then the G7 to C major section. Starting with the D minor going to G7. You're going to play the D Dorian scale, starting from the root note, and you have 8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then you're going to keep the shape of the line going. So you're ascending, you're going to keep ascending, and you're going to resolve into the first note of the next scale, which would be the sharp 5. So D minor, 1, resolving to G7. Okay, give that a try. Yeah. And if you want to hear it in context, because we also want to train our ear to understand what a sharp 5 sounds like, if you can, maybe play this voicing if you're comfortable, or you can answer with that voicing. Yeah, it's basically the shell voicing plus that note.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have root, flat 7, third, sharp 5. Because in functional harmony, it's very important not to just play the correct notes, but it's also crucial when you play the notes, on what beats you play certain notes. It'll have a massive impact. So you need to be very exact with the way you resolve, also rhythmically, not just with the choice of notes. And this exercise helps you with that. Now, let's do that from all the other notes. Start on the second note and resolve it to G7. So you, like in most jazz pieces, you have 1 bar of D minor 7. You're going to play 8 notes. So give that a try. Start from E. Yes. Yeah, you can play the shell voicing with the 7th on top. Or you can record a loop really quickly for me if you have it ready.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry so much about fretting those chords and melodies at the same time. Just to keep it simple. Now, very important, when you figure out the notes first, don't worry about playing it to the track. Only play to the track when you know what you're doing, okay?
All right.
Because you got to allow yourself time to understand what's going on. Yeah, there's no pressure there.
So again, starting on the second note now?
Yeah, do it one more time, and then do it with the track, so you hear it in context. Beautiful. Very nice. nice. So that was a perfectly resolved line. It was not a Grammy-winning line, but it was absolutely correct and functional. It's just training, right? Starting from the third note, do the rest of the notes. First figure it out, then try it to the track. Very nice. And also it kind of keeps you, when you practice like this, keeps you on your toes a little bit as to what the next chord is going to be. How is my fingering going to resolve to the next fingering? Okay, next starting note. Very nice. Yeah, very good. One technical thing. We're not going to get into it too much now.
Okay.
But I know we've been working on this for a little bit. Don't be lazy with your left hand. Because you're getting into the old habit now of where you fret like this. Where I can hear a bunch of double notes. Yeah. Be precise. And keep the fingers planted.
No, that was wrong.
Yeah, don't worry. You hear that? This is what I'm hearing. Yeah, give it a strong and quick impulse. Be like a robot. Tuck, tuck. No? No, this is what I'm hearing. I don't want that. Do this. Yeah, it gets better when it's a little faster, but try to maintain that same level of precision when you play slowly. Can you do that again? I couldn't hear it. Yeah, that's better. So even when you play slow, the actual motion where your finger pushes down the string, still executed fast. You don't get lazy. Think of it like a robot, kind of. Very quick, precise movement. I think it's a bit due to the nature of slow playing that your tendency, your intuition is to put the finger down very slowly, and that's why those kind of things fall apart a little bit. But yeah, be wary of that. So let's not get into that more. That's just a footnote, okay? Do it one more time, starting from the fourth, please. Fourth of D minor. Okay. No, 8 notes. You have to play 8 notes, otherwise it won't work. Ba 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 ba. One and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Just listen to it for a second. Don't rush. Very nice. Got it. Starting from the 5th. Haha. But you went to altered too early. This can be done. You can do that.
Okay.
You can do that. That you anticipate certain chords by going into them early, but this is not the exercise right now.
Yeah.
We can do that another time. Yes, beautiful. And it resolves so perfectly. Yeah, it sounds really gonna sound really nice. Try it to the track. Very nice. Starting from the 6th, because we want to stay in the same position now, go an octave lower. Ah, so close yet so far. You have one more note on D minor 7. Okay, what is the note you're landing on in relation to G7?
Oh, it's the 4th. That's wrong.
Yeah, what should it be? Uh-huh.
The flat 5.
Yes, exactly. Okay, hone it in once more and then try it to the track. That's gonna sound cool. Let's see. Correct. Now the cool thing is, it's debatable whether that's stylistically appropriate to land on the flat 5th and stay on it forever, but that's not the point of the exercise. The good news is about the altered scale is that there's no avoid notes. Any note you resolve on is gonna sound correct. It's not like on a major harmony where you land on a 4th of a major chord and it's gonna poke your ears out. It's always gonna resolve very nicely, so there's no avoid notes there. And we got one left, starting from the flat 7. It's kind of a weird case.
Why?
You would also land, well, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... I would also land on the flat 5, and it actually resolves better.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Now, very quickly, let's do this just super quick. No, we don't have to do the whole thing, because by now you should know what this is about. You can practice it in different positions, obviously. 5 different positions, etc. Do it descending, starting on D. It doesn't sound good when you play the voicing, but let's say if you played an octave up, just generally you don't have to do that now. That sounds really good to me, actually, in that octave. If you play in this octave, it might be a bit lowish. Try it to the track. Yeah, it still resolves well. Yeah, it sounds good to me. Be a bit careful here. If you go too low, it can get a bit muddy, especially if you play that shell voicing. Certain things will not lend themselves to be played in this area of the fretboard simply because it gets too low. Just then you practice that in another position.
Okay.
Now we're gonna do one more example. Start from the 5th. That's nice. That's gonna sound so good. Very nice. I'm very proud of you, in a sense. And this is for in case I put this up for anybody watching. What he did is correct. People might say, "Oh, why is he so slow?" He's not so slow. He's thinking about it. And that's much better than trial and error in this case. If you just go, no, 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 oh no, that's the note. It's much better to take a step back and think about what is correct. Because learning is not only about the product, it's not only about ending up on the right note, it's also how you get there. And if you get there by thinking something through very thoroughly, that process is going to help you in the long run. So what you did there was very nice. Instead of just fishing for the note, you thought about it. And that thought process is going to get quicker and quicker and quicker the further you go with those exercises. Now play it once more to the track and we're going to move on. Oh, sounds so good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it resolves really nicely. We had this other exercise before where you played the continuous scale, but this actually sounds better. And it also makes you more aware of how you can resolve your lines. Now we're going to resolve G7 to C major 7. I'm going to start here. This is going to be interesting because the major chord has a couple of avoid notes, or one avoid note in particular, and we'll see how we resolve it. So let's give it a try. Now you need to record a new track.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So nice, isn't it? Start from the flat 9. See what happens.
No.
Yeah. You saw this kind of sounded rubbish when you resolved to the 7th. And this tells you how improvising is not painting by numbers. In theory, everything was fine. You were on the flat 9 of the G7 and you resolved to the 7th of the C major chord. Why didn't it sound good? Because the shape of the line was interrupted. Everything was correct on paper, but not in practice, because it kept going up diatonically, and all of a sudden, right before it resolved, there was a jump. And that sounded very unpleasant. Do me a favor, play that to the track, and then play the correct resolution, which is this one. Yeah, I want you to do them side by side so you really hear the difference. Would you agree with me that the resolution to the 7th didn't sound very good?
Not so much. I think the other one sounded better.
Yeah, it's because you, as the chords changed, you maintained the same idea, the same lineage, which is really, really, really important. A lot of times you can play even wrong notes, and the wrong notes will sound better than the correct notes, because it's a logical continuation of your idea. This becomes very evident if you play some symmetrical stuff, like you play over any chord pretty much, even over a major chord. You play like parallel major triads and stuff like that. It's just because the line is so logical that it makes it sound correct. Moving on, starting from the sharp 9. is beautiful. Very nice. Good job. You work through that the same way. Yeah?
Okay.
I'm just wondering, is there any case... Yeah, start from the flat 5 of the G7, please. Yeah, that's a cool resolution. Let's try that. Very nice. Nice job. So that's an exercise you can do. Ascending, descending, different position, different keys, etc. And separate D minor 7 going to G7 and the G7 going to C major 7.